What's going on, gamers? Welcome to another fun-filled episode of the All4Gamerz podcast. I am joined by the beautiful Matt and the gorgeous, luscious Eric. Say hi, boys.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
So this is the E3 wrap-up special here. So the whole entire year really kind of comes down to this one thing. A lot of nerds and geeks kind of align in astonishment over a lot of different things, for their creators, video games, tech, a lot of different things. So hopefully next year we'll be able to go take a look at it, but that's going to be going all the way across to the other side of the country. But I'm excited. I want to go over it. Unfortunately, I didn't have much time to really watch much of it, so this is why I'm going to have to rely on the two gorgeous men who are with me right now. They watched it. They loved it. So, guys, so the only one that I really watched was Nintendo. So if you want, we can start with Nintendo because I heard that they won it. And from what I saw, I can see why. What did you guys think?
Eric, you want to go? Or
Oh, yeah, Nintendo obviously dominated. They just really... I mean, I don't know how they could have messed up. They just had all these things going their way, and they've been dominating since the beginning of the year too. They're just with the Nintendo Directs and whatnot.
Yeah,
doing a lot of good fan service from from the Pokemon series that they're coming out with. The Legend of Zelda, which is my favorite thing. I saw all the Zeldas, and I just kind of almost had a heart attack. And
yeah.
So exciting. So Matt, what did you think? I know that you're a Zelda fan, just like I am.
I mean, I think because obviously the Nintendo one was actually the last one, so it was on the first day of like the Fan Fest, which was on the 11th, and everything else started on the 7th. So it was the last one to go, but I definitely do think it was up there. I don't think, I definitely want to say it did win, but like the more information came out with certain games kind of bothered me a little bit, like especially Pokemon Sword and Shield, like because there is no national dex, and you can't transfer like their whole Pokemon home. You can't transfer certain Pokemon unless they're part of the Galar dex. I hope they update that and put a national dex in it, which would be nice.
Because a lot of backlash I saw.
Yeah, it's a huge amount of backlash because I mean every other game has a national dex. And for if you don't know what it is, AJ, because I know you're probably sitting there scratching your head.
I'm scratching my balls, but
nope.
A national dex is basically the Pokedex that has every single Pokemon in it.
Okay.
So every other game has featured that, but these two new games don't feature that.
Did they say why, or they just like basically
they just said no, it's not going to be a part of it. No, everyone's like, but we want all of our Pokemon in the game, and they're like, no.
Yeah, but how many Pokemon do they have to? Then they would have to model every single one of them in 3D, right?
No, they don't, because they already have everything modeled over in the 3DS, which shouldn't be too hard to port it to the Switch.
But how many Pokemon are there now? Just playing devil's advocate, obviously. Like 700 plus at this point.
Well, I think they're like 806, I think. Not including the new Pokemon, which they're saying is probably over 150.
Just fucking damn.
That's a lot to do in 3D.
Which I totally understand, but at least make it a possible thing later on down the road. Don't say that it's never coming out. Just to be like, okay, they're going to launch it in sections over the next year.
That's fair.
I would say that would be nice. But Link's Awakening looks great. Astral Train looks really interesting.
That's the one with the freaking voiceover and the like it says that you have to buddy up with demons or something like that to save the world, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh my god, I saw the trailers. Like, I need that in my life when it comes.
Dragon Quest looks pretty cool.
You can never really go wrong with those games, for the most part.
Yeah, Marvel Ultimate Alliance looks cool. Obviously, Link's Awakening, I'm down for. Animal Crossing, I'm excited for. That looks awesome.
Yeah, so a lot of people are actually really upset about that. It's they're actually going to be delaying it till next year, though.
Yes, they did say that it was going to be coming out this year, but I think what they showed in the trailer is that they're going to try and add a lot more multiplayer to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd much rather them tell me, hey, listen, I'm going to push it back for a couple months just so we know that it's going to be a game that's going to be the best that it is.
Well, I think that's what Bowser said, right? The what's his name, Doug Bowser?
Oh, Doug Bowser, yes.
Yeah, so that's what I think he said. That's why they're pushing it out.
Yeah, and Luigi's Mansion looks awesome. I'm really excited about that.
Luigi.
And yeah, Luigi.
Dude, the first two games are awesome. I think the second one is not as good as the first one.
Nah, second one blew.
Yeah.
I think that might be a little too harsh.
It sucked. It was the worst. First of all, 3DS was hard to play on. I mean, I had the first one, so that was just a pain in the ass to play on. Second of all, no one likes the level 1, 1, 1, 2. No one likes that. Everybody liked the mansion because I'm speaking for myself, obviously, but everybody liked the mansion because you just had this huge mansion in front of you and you had to unlock different parts. It wasn't like, oh, we're going to show you this chunk of the level, then we're going to show you that chunk of the level, then we're going to take you out and show you this chunk of the level. No, they didn't do that in old school Luigi's Mansion. No one liked that shit.
Yeah. And then the surprise at the end of the thing was that little small 1.5-minute, 2-minute trailer that they're saying that Breath of the Wild, the sequel to Breath of the Wild, is coming out.
Not DLC, but a whole new puppy.
Yeah, and a lot of people are saying that they're gonna take Majora's Mask version and put it onto what they did with Ocarina of Time. They're just going to add that Majora's Mask twist to it, make it a lot darker.
Oh, without a doubt, you can already tell from the trailer. They're already down in the underbelly of the castle. It's all dark and whatever else. So I've been watching a lot of different trailer reactions and kind of people breaking it kind of play by play. I was watching this one guy named Zeltic. So
I love Zeltic. He's awesome. Good YouTuber.
Love him. Yeah, he's an awesome YouTuber. I love that guy. So I was freaking just catching up on all of his stuff, and he made a lot of good points. Like, the freaking the monster at the end has to be Ganondorf. It's like, how are they going to wrap it up? That's going to be sick.
Yeah, he looks like Ganondorf, but it also, to me, looks like I forget what it was. Oh, it looks very similar to the one of the champions, and I can't think of her name, Urbosa. It looked very similar to her because obviously Ganondorf and Urbosa are very similar because they come from the same lineage. So that's why I thought about that. But did you notice that Zelda also has short hair?
Yeah, she looks cute.
Yes. I'm excited. I'm excited.
I think it's going to be good. It's going to be awesome. I really hope that they do kind of like where you can, I guess, choose to be Princess Zelda, have her a little more involved, but obviously, you got to be Link. That's really about it. You have to be Link. But
the game's called Zelda.
I know. Oh my goodness! Trying to explain that to people years ago,
But did you know that the Link's Awakening, so the re-release of the original Game Boy game? Did you know this was the original, the only game, one of the only games that doesn't feature Zelda in it?
I did not know.
Link's Awakening?
Yes.
No, I did not.
And did you know that it was a passion project? So the creator of Legend of Zelda, I can't think of his name right now.
Shigeru Miyamoto.
Yes, him. He actually, did not have any involvement in Link's Awakening.
Mm-hmm.
It was a complete passion project that they did work on after hours. And if you noticed, they also added a whole bunch of different characters from different Nintendo franchises. So they have the Chain Chomp, they have Shy Guys,
Goomba.
They have Goombas in it. They have a whole bunch of different things in it. And it's really cool. I remember I was watching. I think he's on YouTube. The gaming historian.
Yeah, I love that guy too.
and he was explaining Link, and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool." I didn't even know all of these. So I think from there we can go with the next biggest announcements and conference, which was the second biggest conference, and on the second day, which was Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think about it, Eric? What did you like from Microsoft's conference?
Well, before we get too deep into that, I just want to elaborate why we think Nintendo won. Well, at least why I think Nintendo won, and that was mostly because most of these conferences didn't show a lot of gameplay.
Oh yeah, okay.
And it's like, especially, and just going into Microsoft, they barely showed gameplay. They almost only showed trailers, if even.
Yeah.
So like, obviously the biggest name on that would be Halo Infinite. They just kind of teased us with a bunch of stuff, and Gears 5 and Battletoads is always cool, but everybody was waiting for Halo. Let's be honest.
Did they actually have like a trailer for Battletoads this time?
Yes, they did have a trailer, and they showed gameplay. I mean, I think kind of I understand, Eric, but I mean, I watched the whole Microsoft one. The one that really did miff me a little bit was Gears 5, since it's coming out in like September. They didn't show any gameplay of that.
I mean, obviously, what is going to be different about it? It's kind of a cut and dry same. I mean, other than running you through the first level like they always used to do, or the second level, there's not really a lot to show. You know how it's going to play. They're not really trying to change anything there.
So,
well, yeah. So I mean, are they even really trying to wrap up the story with this one? Or are they actually just trying to make another continuation? Yeah.
It's probably going to be another trilogy, so there's going to be a Gears 6.
That trailer confused me though, because I skipped 4 and Judgment and all those ones. I stopped at 3.
Me too.
I heard that Judgment wasn't even really worthwhile
That's
playing.
why I stopped.
Ask Ryan. Yeah. He and I would actually go back and forth all the time between Gears 1 through 3. He wanted to give me his copy of Judgment for free. He actually said that he would give me stuff if I were to take it. I was like, no, I'm good. I don't want it that bad, dude. I'm all right. But
sad.
But yeah, so I don't know. I love the Nintendo games that I was watching. Cadence of Hyrule, Matt and I were just talking about that earlier. Like I freaking play guitar, and it's still freaking ridiculously hard to try to keep a beat and try to go against moblins and freaking try to hit people and stay alive. It's fun, but it's really off kilter. So I started playing Breath of the Wild again, so to get me unfucked.
Yeah.
To try to call that one. But so I like that there's actually No More Heroes 3. That actually I saw the trailer for that, and I've never played 1 or 2, so I'm definitely interested in trying to get into that series. So I definitely think that they definitely piqued my interest on that one. But Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games is like, what are you gonna do? But I don't really know exactly how to compare it with anything else. I'm excited for for Halo. I heard that Blair Witch. So you guys are talking about how Blair Witch had a trailer or whatever else, but like you guys are saying, like there's only trailers, not much gameplay. So that was Blair Witch was with Microsoft, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, so what kind of style is it going for besides horror? Is it like going to be like anything for like a survival horror?
I don't know. It looked like kind of like, remember that game Alan Wake for the
I remember when I was watching with my friends, they said this is a new Alan Wake. No way they're making another one. The last one was so bad, blah, blah. And then Blair Witch came out, and they were like, oh, yeah. Alan Wake
They
was
kept
bad.
making more DLC for Alan Wake. I thought that was pretty not successful franchise, but it was an okay franchise.
It came out at a bad time, I think.
Yeah.
Like now, it would have been good because of all these single player, story driven, walk forward, fight, and then move to story kind of games.
That's kind of why I liked it though. I like the one player story driven games. That's my niche.
It's a little before its time, I think.
Probably.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
They also announced, obviously AJ said Blair Witch, Bleeding Edge. I forgot the developer on that one. Which one was that?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't even remember it.
It was like one of the first ones. I think it was like Ninja Theory or something like that.
There was like 7 Ninja games.
No, but Bleeding Edge looks very similar to.
Is that the one that's like drawn?
No, that one's the one with the that looks like kind of like a ripoff of Overwatch.
Oh
It's like-
yeah, that
it was
was
Ninja
forgettable for
Theory.
me. I wasn't into that. Yeah.
Battletoads looks pretty cool because that was hand drawn.
Yeah, I like the art style they're going with.
Minecraft Dungeons, which is coming out obviously for multiple consoles.
Now, is that going to be DLC or is this another game?
It's a whole
What,
brand
Minecraft
new.
Dungeons?
Yeah.
It's basically like Diablo, but the Minecraft world,
Third-person dungeon crawling or isometric dungeon crawl.
which is pretty cool. So I mean, I'm definitely down to play it. Hell, I've been playing a shit ton of Minecraft lately. Microsoft Flight Simulator looks really cool.
Oh yeah, I thought it was like a Forza attachment to Forza that would let you fly planes.
Yeah,
but
it was cool because they haven't came out with a Flight Simulator 2006, and that was just exclusively on the PC. But now it's coming to Xbox, which is cool. I'm excited for that.
12 minutes was cool. The one where it starts
that
out,
looked interesting.
Yeah. It seems to me that you're going to be replaying the last like 12 minutes of gameplay, but with different outcomes. So it'll have like a bunch of different endings, different dialogue that you could find and stuff. So that's always cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they announced Project Scarlet.
Oh yeah.
Which a lot of people were upset about.
I don't like how they announced
it. Streaming only, right?
Well, the reason why a lot of people are upset about it, especially the PlayStation fanboys, is they're like, it's the same system. Both PS5 and Xbox are the same system. They have like the same specs. I don't know. Can you confer that, Eric, or no?
No, I haven't been looking at all into the new gen of consoles because I think after this gen, I'm done with them.
Yeah.
I'm going to be real.
But it's just, for me, it's just, I was like, okay, cool. I mean, the fact of the matter that they're also unlocking the frame rate up to, I think, like 120, which is pretty impressive.
It was funny to listen to the trailer, though, when they had like a bunch of people in a black room and interviewing them, people that were working towards it. And then the person's like, a frame cap of 120, like, ooh. And then we're just sitting here like PC players.
Yeah.
Like, okay, 120,
I
got that in like 2007. That was like nothing.
Yeah. But I think the highlight for me was obviously the trailer, Project Scarlet. Halo's going to be an exclusive for that. Now, that's going to be selling systems. Sorry to say, but PlayStation is not going to be selling that many systems unless they have a major exclusive. And they already said Death Stranding is coming out in November, and Last of Us Part 2 is coming out in April, I think, or March. So they just lost 2 of their exclusives. So unless they're doing a Spider-Man or something like that, I don't think they're going to sell as many as Xbox.
That'd be way too close. They can't do their Spider-Man just yet, unless it's been in development.
Yeah, but I think the highlight for me for Xbox was definitely Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk looks really good.
That game looks insane, and the fact of the matter that the highlight of that Xbox conference was the fact that Keanu Reeves comes out. That was hilarious.
I did see a little bit of that. Yeah. I did see that going around. I mean, I've seen the bits and pieces. I just unfortunately haven't been able to actually see the whole E3.
At the end of the trailer, they show all of a sudden this guy comes up, and it's Keanu Reeves, and he's like, "We have a city to burn." And then Keanu,
wake the fuck up, cowboy.
Wake the fuck up, samurai. That's what
samurai. So excuse me.
And then he comes out, and he's sitting there, and he's like, the best part of it is walking through a futuristic style is breathtaking, and then some guy in the audience screams, "You're breathtaking." CD Projekt Red actually found that guy and is giving him a free copy or like an ultimate copy of the game. Yeah,
that's
because he said that to
Keanu. This is why people
Keanu
like CD
Reeves.
Projekt Red.
And
just
they
genuine
also,
company.
Oh yeah, they're awesome. And he basically showed release date, which comes out, I think it's April 20th of next year.
Mhm.
So I'm definitely down for that. That looks awesome.
I'm that like just watching the crowd reactions. It was just out of nowhere. They kept it a secret for that long that Keanu Reeves was going to be in Cyberpunk, and no leaks, no nothing. It was like weird to just see that come out, and then like they had a bunch of live reactions. They showed a bunch of live reactions, and everybody's like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
It was crazy. But I honestly think he didn't know what was happening. He kind of just got shoved out, and he's like, "Hello, I'm Keanu.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody." And then he's
Well,
like,
he's
"Check
almost like
this
a
out."
downtown
And then
person.
guess what? It followed up with
What's that?
some random indie game followed up Cyberpunk 2077 called
Oh, God, that
Spiritfarer. So it's like, hey, you're gonna follow up Cyberpunk, and they're like,
Yeah.
wait a second, yikes.
And then I think they went from there. Well, obviously they showed Project Scarlet and Halo.
Yeah, Halo was the big draw there.
Yeah, the big draw there. And then I think Monday, because that came out on Sunday. Monday was Bethesda, right?
Yeah, Bethesda had one, and then right after Bethesda's was Devolver Digital's.
I didn't see Devolver Digital. I only saw the.
Yeah, I like how they do like the anti-conference thing, but I was really late. I think it started at 11 East Coast time, so I was like, I'm not watching this. I watched a little bit of clips from it though.
Yeah, so did I. The one game that really, actually, a couple games that really piqued my interest was Deathloop. That looked interesting.
Deathloop looked really good.
And Ghostwire Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
Ghostwire Tokyo. What's the deal with that one?
Basically, it's like an action RPG game that you're in Tokyo and these people like literally just disappear.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the trailer, and it was very interesting. I think the best part of that game, the only reason why, is because of the woman that announced it, which is the director. Really wholesome. She was so wholesome, and she was so cute about everything. She's pantomiming things, and she's like, "Thank you for enjoying my game. My English very bad." Like, she was really adorable about it, and a lot of people were saying the 3 highlights were that, like her from Ghostwire, Keanu Reeves, and I'll explain the next one when we talk about Ubisoft.
Mm-hmm.
But that was really it for me on Bethesda, and they put a Battle Royale in Fallout 76.
But Matt, you're not excited for the Commander Keen reboot for iOS and Android?
I don't even know who that is.
Commander Keen was like an old, I think it was Commodore 64. I think it was like an old ass game.
Yeah,
is that the kid with the football helmet on his head?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
that was an old ass game. I'm pretty sure the only time I've ever seen it was like Angry Video Game Nerd or like one of those review channels. I haven't heard of it before that though. But it looks like that was like, why? What's the point? And then don't forget about the Doom Eternal. They showed so much of gameplay.
Yeah, I didn't watch that part because
they showed a lot of gameplay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks really smooth. And it looks a little bit more what's the word? Like arcadey. Like they're not afraid to show the arcade parts. Like remember how in old Dooms you would run into like huge spinning, these bright things that are just twice the size of your body.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be like, oh, okay, this is that thing I'm picking up, and they're doing that same thing where it's like it looks like more arcadey. It looks like they're taking it not too seriously, but they're taking it seriously enough where the blood and gore will keep you in the game, but like all the other stuff is there to make sure that gameplay is their top priority.
Okay, so I mean that's really good because I know that in 2016 that was one of the nicest looking games of the year.
Yeah,
so it looks like it's going to be just as good.
Yeah, it looks to be even better. It looks like they're just doing exactly what everybody wanted to, which is just take what you have now and just make it better. So
dude, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean you can't really I mean, you could, but I don't know how to really improve on that. I thought they fucking nailed it.
Yeah, they did, and I can't wait for the next one. They really made sure to show a bunch of Doom, so people weren't asking for Elder Scrolls because they did not show anything of Elder Scrolls 6.
Oh, really?
Which is really sad. Yeah, they like really skipped out, and they also wanted to make it super apparent that they understand that we all hated Fallout 76 because he
Yeah, they
like
did. That was really funny.
yeah, he comes out. Todd Howard comes out. He's like, "Now, guys, I understand that you guys may not have liked Fallout 76." And then he goes
So-
on to show that Fallout 76 has a 52-man battle royale mode, which is exactly what everybody wanted.
Yeah, and then they say that it's also free for a week.
Yeah, and
People
they're
are
just trying to
trying.
hook people. I mean, they are doing a year 2, but it's like, why do you have to wait until the second year to fix a game? I don't understand.
Well, it's the same thing with any other game that's come out recently that is a
It's just such a
game as a
wash.
service.
And
It's
I know
it's like-
people are gonna
it's-
buy it and then get
it's
they're gonna
Destiny.
get pranked again.
They're trying.
It's going to be Destiny all over again.
Exactly. People
then
are
they're
gonna get
buy the
pranked
next
and then
update.
wind up spending
but
70
Destiny
hours in
had-
it and being like, no, it was worth it, but really was it worth it? I don't think it was worth it. You're just saying that.
Yeah. But so let's move on to Square Enix.
I actually didn't watch Square Enix at all. I don't know a lot of their games, so
I
skip that.
actually did watch that because there are certain things that actually did pique my interest. So Square Enix also had the Avengers.
oh yes, that's right.
They showed the Avengers and gameplay because I didn't realize that it was also going to be part with Crystal Dynamics. So that's the company that also makes Tomb Raider.
Interesting.
So I'm down for that. They said that it's going to be their own standalone story. They're going to be following Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, Thor, and Hulk. So I'm excited about that. And they're also saying that they're going to be DLCs later on, and different people going to be a part of it. So you can see a young Hank Pym, which is Ant-Man.
It's just what I wanted.
But they said their own standalone story, which is really kind of cool.
Yeah, I do like that they're not forcing themselves to follow the comic book.
Exactly, or the movies or anything like that. That's why a lot of people. There's been a big uprising of people hating on the
Design.
character design. Yeah,
They do look weird.
they
They
do
look-
look weird,
Yeah,
but
their faces
mean-
are off.
my man Nolan North is going to be playing Iron Man, so that's pretty awesome.
He's not playing Deadpool.
Nope. And so that's the one big thing. They also announced probably the biggest thing, but it doesn't really pertain to us because we're not big Final Fantasy fans. But Final Fantasy VII Remake, I have to say, as much as I've never played the game. Game looked pretty damn pretty though.
Yeah, it's got to come out first.
Yeah, comes out.
How long has it been
It's-
being teased for?
But
Few years.
Yeah.
yeah, but you know what they said? They said it was going to be take 2 Blu-ray discs.
Yikes.
That's like, isn't that like 160 gigs or
I think
something
a
like
Blu-ray
that?
holds like 64 gigabytes.
So it's like 120. I was like, oh great, that's my entire memory on my PlayStation. I was
Yeah,
like,
you have
great.
to download it too. It's yikes.
No, you don't download it. Like,
Oh,
well,
you
I
don't
mean,
download? Okay, because I know
there's
when
no- there's no
Xbox they
updates.
force you to download the game from the disc, which is
Yeah,
like,
no, you have to do that on the PlayStation also. But I'm just saying, it's just like they have 4 discs. Like, it beats the 4 discs from the original game. But that's crazy. And then they also announced that Final Fantasy VIII Remastered is coming out, and Trials of Mana is coming out.
So that looks pretty good because I like the Secret of Mana. That game was pretty good. I like that.
They came out with, actually on the Switch. It's called the Collection of Mana, which is
Yes.
Final Fantasy Advanced, Secrets of Mana, and something else. All 3 of the games that came out originally they're all on the Nintendo Switch now. I think it's like $30, maybe less. I don't remember.
Which is
But it looked
another
interesting.
reason why I love the Nintendo thing because they had that, they had the freaking Contra. Oh my god, so many awesome things.
Yeah. And let's move on to Ubisoft.
lovely Ubisoft.
Yeah, everyone thought that they were gonna get what was that game last year with the monkey and the pig? I can't remember the name of
Oh, God. Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah, everyone was thought that we're gonna get more game. We're gonna get gameplay Beyond Good and Evil. Nothing.
It's gonna get scrapped calling it now.
Yeah, I mean, we got Division 2, For Honor, Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
All stuff we've all seen.
Yeah, and then they got Watch Dogs Legion.
That actually looks pretty cool.
It's whatever. I never even played the second Watch Dogs. The first Watch Dogs was like, all right.
I like the concept though that you can play as any NPC. I mean, you know, quote unquote any NPC, but
yeah, the granny thing was pretty funny.
Yeah, I did like how they introduced it as you're playing as this character, then they just die, and then you're like, okay, you can't play this anymore. It kind of reminds me of XCOM, where you build this character up, and if they die, it's like everything you worked for.
Permadeath, yeah.
I enjoy that a lot, kind of.
But for me, the highlight was definitely Ghost Recon Breakpoint, because I've been a fan of Ghost Recon games forever. I'm kind of sad that they didn't bring back Sam Fisher.
Yeah, right. They have there's just sitting. It's just like Nintendo with Metroid. They're sitting on this IP that everybody just enjoys or just wants to see, and they're not doing anything with it. I'm not saying that it's going to actually it's not. I'm not saying it's actually going to get them money, because you know what happens with some games where people are like, "Oh, we really want this game," and then it actually just doesn't sell well.
Yeah, but they did. But they did put on Xbox Game Pass. They did put out all of the original Splinter Cells from the original Xbox all the way up to Xbox 360. They're all backwards compatible, which I thought was pretty cool.
That is cool.
But I like Ghost Recon Breakpoint because the bad guy, which is the guy from that plays the Punisher, John Berthenel, I forget how to pronounce his last name. But he brought his dog on stage.
That doesn't beat Keanu, though.
It was pretty awesome because his dog was really, really good. Like, he brings the dog out, it's walking next to him without a leash, and he says, "Sit." And the dog sat for the entire time he was up there. And he was up there for a good 10 minutes talking. And the dog was just sitting there, just laying on the floor, and everyone's like, that's one of the bigger highlights. I thought it was pretty cool.
I actually didn't see those, so now I gotta check it out. Now if Keanu brought a dog out.
Oh yeah.
It's over. Sorry.
Apparently they just released, Sega also said that a Sega Genesis mini console is coming out.
I had not heard of this.
I'm just looking at the best games and games list and whatnot. It's coming out in September. It's going to have Mega Man, the Willy Wars, or
the
Wily
Wars. I don't want to see the Willy Wars. I'm good.
Yeah, Willy Wars.
AJ's going to do that later.
Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2, Echo the Dolphin, and 35 more classics. Namco Bandai, they brought out their Dragon Ball Z game. It looked all right. Elden Ring looks really cool.
Oh yeah,
It's from Software, and from the mind of George R.R. Martin.
I was about to say Guillermo del Toro, but that's a different game.
Nope.
He's a very bushy bearded guy too.
True.
And that's it. I mean, actually, Owen, the two biggest things that I forgot to mention with the Nintendo Direct. Totally forgotten. Eric, why didn't you remind me?
I thought we were saving it.
Oh, okay. We can totally.
Because it was on a different day.
No, we already talked about the Nintendo Direct.
I thought it was on a separate day, though, wasn't it?
No, it was on the first. It was actually during the Direct. Anyway, during the Direct, they also showed the next two fighters for Smash Brothers. First one happened in the beginning was the Dragon Quest Hero.
Yawning. I'm actually yawning right now.
Exactly. Another sword fighter with a shield. The next fighter, I think a lot of people are excited about, and they showed him at the end. And his trailer was hilarious. Banjo is in Smash, and he will be coming later this year.
I wish they just released Banjo first. I don't care about this stupid Dragon Quest character garbage.
You guys are forgetting Kazooie also. It's not just Banjo.
Nah, Kazooie's garbage.
Come on.
Nah,
But,
I talked with a couple of my friends, and they are almost positive that Banjo is going to be one of the lowest tier characters,
Probably.
and he's going to be so bad. Except that he's just still Banjo, so everybody's going to play him still.
Because he's a lovable, adorable little bear.
And I actually heard rumors that they there was a store page for Switch that had Banjo and Kazooie on it, like the original games.
That'd be cool.
And then they took it down. So I have no reputable sources here, but I mean, I think it's obviously coming, especially when they put the Game Pass on.
Oh yeah, I think they're going. Yeah, as soon as Game Pass goes on, Banjo Kazooie's going on the Switch.
And if you haven't done yourself a favor and played those games, you should.
I've never actually played those games.
They're
blasphemy.
They're masterpieces.
They are.
I do have it for the original N64.
They are to be treasured.
I mean, I think it's on Games Pass, isn't it? Because Rareware is Microsoft.
I think it's only nuts and bolts now. No.
No, I think it's all of them.
Nuts and bolts would have been cool if it wasn't Banjo Kazooie.
That's true. Yeah.
Like
anything else, literally anything else.
They just threw it out the window and they're like, "Here, make a car, you bitch."
They made Banjo and Kazooie look like a bunch of freaking crackheads. Like, the fucking art design was absolutely abysmal. How do you make
don't
two
forget
adorable
when they made
guys?
they made fun of their fan base by saying that old games were boring. That was the fun part too.
That's always a good idea to freaking mock the people who freaking pay your paycheck.
Hey, you were so excited for Banjo 3E. Well, here's a game where you're not doing any of that stuff and you're just gonna haha funny, you're stupid, you hate your game.
Yeah, this is exactly what you didn't want, and people still bought it.
They fixed the stop and swap though, or whatever it's called, the shop and I can't think it's the stop and swap.
I think you might be right.
Yes, which was fun.
Indeed.
And I 100% did Banjo Kazooie and Banjo Tooie again.
I never even played Banjo Tooie. How was it? It was basically just Banjo Kazooie.
Yeah, it's like any other collectathon where you have a set of where you learn a bunch of abilities, and then you go to the second one and you have, at least this one, you had the old abilities, but you added onto them. So
I think at that point I was just too busy playing Donkey Kong 64.
Ew.
To really play Banjo Tooie, because then at that point I kind of forgot all about it.
Gross.
And then I had the expansion pass and everything else, and then blah 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 blah.
Donkey Kong 64. I had such a hard time keeping an attention span on that game.
Oh really?
Yeah, there was so much stuff. It was like too much.
I think that's actually what kept my attention, because I also really probably made me take a lot longer because I was doing one thing and then I need to do another. Then I need to collect this. Then I need to do that. Like
it has to be viable. Like Banjo Kazooie and Banjo Tooie are viably 100%able without being too much of a pain.
I mean, it could be. I mean, just probably if they just like make it a little shorter and just like easier to collect things, but then that kind of takes away from the game.
Like Banjo Kazooie.
Maybe. There you go.
Well,
so it sounds like there was a lot of good things that were on, that you guys had caught up on. So I mean, there were a couple of other things that were on here as well. But you guys were saying that with Bethesda, at least I know that Eric was saying that it was bleh, right? So I know that there was a Wolfenstein game that had come out, right?
Yeah, I think they did too.
It looks all right. It's not my type of game, so I just It's definitely AJ. It's definitely your type of game.
Yeah. All right. That's what I wanted to hear. All right, I'm buying it.
Matt doesn't like it because it has female leads.
No, I just don't like. I don't.
I'm kidding.
I'm not a big fan of the arcadey type game. The only reason why I'll play Doom is probably because I'll be playing with AJ. That's it. That's the only reason why I'm buying it.
Oh yeah, they did also. Before I forget, the Doom Eternal multiplayer I saw is they said they're gonna beef it up a little bit.
Yeah, because the multiplayer on the Doom 2016, it was okay, but it wasn't
enough.
No, yeah, it wasn't like you said, it wasn't really beefy. It was like really more samey. Like it just kind of played and it was like, all right.
I think it was a second thought. It wasn't really their focus on that.
I think it's like when you're like, I'd rather go masturbate than play a game today. It's like, oh my god, that's terrible.
I'm not going to agree with you, but I agree with you.
So, I mean, there was a lot of things here because I'm taking a look at like everything here, so So Bethesda was meh. So Square Enix, Matt just basically kind of like went over the whole entire thing with all the Final
It was
Fantasies.
literally all Final. That's literally all the entire thing was. It was all everything about Final Fantasy.
So I see that. Yeah, and you said there's the Trials of Mana. I gotta get that. It's coming to the Switch, and you said that it's out already.
It's already out.
I gotta look at that. And so then there's Ubisoft. I mean, why would they have the Division 2 that already came out a couple months ago? That's weird.
Because they were showing their 8-player raid.
Okay.
Yay.
So then walk me through this other game here, Gods and Monsters. That sounds awesome.
I honestly don't remember anything about that.
I don't remember anything really about it. I can't think of it right now. It looked interesting.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, if you
No,
that's
I
not
really,
really good.
honestly,
It's like
I can't think of
Gods and
anything
Monsters.
specific.
All I cared about in that whole thing was ES6 and Doom. That was it. Oh no, Ubisoft. Sorry. I didn't care about Ubisoft whatsoever.
Oof.
Yeah, the only thing I wanted was like I said, Ghost Recon.
I don't care about Ghost Recon.
So let me bring this up to you guys. So IGN apparently are a bunch of pussies. Shocker, shocker. So they were talking about one game in particular that it's too lifelike, the new Call of Duty. And they were saying about how they're not going to play it because it's too lifelike and it might give people. Did you guys hear about this bullshit?
No.
Oh my God.
I heard, before you go into that, I heard there's going to be a bigger and like more devastating level than the No Russian level from Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, that's the airplane one.
I think that
right?
might be what they were talking towards, because I think there's more, especially because it's better graphics this time, but I think it's going to be more realistic.
I mean, that I only saw like a small snippet, but I just saw like the IGN reporters, or I'm doing air quotes, reporters, because they're just a bunch of freaking pussies. Sorry. It's just, you go in there and like, what do you expect from Call of Duty? It's a war game. So we already know from, like you said, like Modern Warfare 2, they're not afraid to go there. They fucking went there in Modern Warfare 2. You were part of the freaking team that went around blasting innocent people away to keep your freaking cover. So I don't know why they're so shocked. And the fact that they're going to improve on graphics and storyline and try to make it as dark as possible, because let's be fair, war is not fun when you're actually in war. So what the fuck were you expecting? Like, fucking kitties and rainbow farts or something? Like, I really don't understand here.
I don't know. I still think Call of Duty is garbage.
This one looks a little promising.
I haven't seen it, but I got to take a look at it. I think I just want to buy it just to piss off IGN. Fuck them.
Nah, you're wasting your money on a $60 game.
I don't care. I've wasted my money on blow. Hookers. What?
Uh-oh.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, what we never talked about either was all the cloud-based gaming formats that they were talking about here.
Oh, that was on that's for the newer systems, yeah?
Yeah, the Stadia, and Scarlet's going to have some sort of backwards compatibility with Xbox One and streaming or whatnot.
Yeah, later this year you can take your Xbox and use it as a streaming device. So if your Xbox is on, you can actually stream it to your PC or any device like your Xbox, like your iPhone or whatever, and you can use it to play the games.
And I thought it was funny when I was watching the Microsoft conference, they were talking about how people only want their consoles for gaming, and then like flashback to when the Xbox One was coming out, and then they're like, everything you can do on this one console, cable, streaming, blah, 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 NFL. And it's like, okay, I think they realized that no one wants all of these things, which is good, because that means that they're not going to pander to it anymore.
Well, exactly. So they learned their lesson. There was the first, couple of years of the Xbox One coming out, and PlayStation was just dominating them because they fucked up so bad. Like, you were built on gamers. Why are you going to fucking pander for movies?
They dug their own grave.
Exactly. That was such a bad fucking thing. Oh, and not only that, we're going to force you to have this stupid fucking thing that nobody liked to begin with, and it's going to jack up the prices even more. Do you love us? What do you mean no? Fuck you.
I'm glad I waited. I didn't have to get the Connect.
Yeah, no, same here, dude. That was so bad. I bought it on the 360 when it came out. Well, not really when it came out, but I bought a package and it came with Disneyland Adventures. Don't at me.
Oh my god.
And I'm not gonna lie. No, I did play about 10 minutes of it, and I got maybe 2 achievements. And I was so upset with myself, I never picked it up again. Actually, that's a lie. I played the Star Wars game. That was pretty legit.
Oh, the dancing one?
Not the dancing one. No, actually, I saw that afterwards. I was like, oh my god, how gay is that? It was pretty bad. But no, they have
But
like some kind of like,
Solo.
dude, that game, that fucking song got stuck in my head as such a bad earworm for like fucking days. It was terrible. But I don't know. I thought it was okay, but nothing to freaking actually force down people's throats. You never want to force anything down people's throats and say you can't buy it without this. Fuck you. We'll just go buy PlayStation. That's what people did. But we'll see now. So now that we can get Google coming up. So the Stadia is Google, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I think they have a founders pack, and it comes out soon. I think November.
Let's see. I actually can't remember. I'm trying to see if it's on this webpage. I can't find it.
All right, so let's assume that it comes out around that time. So then the Xbox sell it, right? So I thought that was only going to be nothing but streaming services. So they're not going to do any physical copies of games, or am I wrong?
They have an all digital edition Xbox out right now, but we won't know until next E3 because that's when they're going to really show everything because it's coming out that year next year. Holiday next year, but we don't know. We don't know when the next PlayStation's coming out, but I'm assuming it's going to be that around then.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, so that's good then. So at least I can, save up my money and I don't have to go bankrupt, too soon. That's good.
That's good.
But yes, there's a lot of freaking games, and I'm just like looking at all these freaking games. That this is really good. I don't think it's from all the games that I'm seeing right here it's as exciting as last year, at least from what I'm reading, anyways. Because I was excited when I saw Halo and Doom and everything.
Realize something. You also are missing a big developer in Sony. So I mean, even though Sony only put out 3 games last year, 4 games. I mean, but they were big heavyweight games. You had Death Stranding, you had Last of Us Part 2, and Spider-Man, and there was another. I can't think of this.
God of War.
No, it wasn't God of War. But anyway, it was interesting. So I mean, whatever. I mean, I enjoyed it.
Well, I mean, that's obviously always either the good thing that you enjoyed it. I don't know. For me though, it's that wasn't Sony not being there. Even if I watched everything, wasn't really a definitive
thing
for me because I was only excited for Spider-Man.
We also we forgot about talking about Jedi Fallen Order.
I actually didn't see gameplay for it.
They went into better detail.
Yeah, they did through EA Play. It looks really cool. I'm actually down for playing it. It kind of reminds me of, I think it was like Jedi Order on the original Xbox. That's the type of gameplay it reminds me of. But I'm kind of glad that Respawn is doing it. So, and it's all canon too. It's not just like. It's not its own story. It's actually every character in it is all canon. So it's like all official Star Wars stuff. I was like, that's kind of cool.
Until Disney decides to, do what they did beforehand and just wave the magic Disney wand and say, F you, none of it's canon now.
Yeah, well, no, all of it's canon right now, like the game is.
No, I got you. I was just poking fun because that's what they did with all the other Star Wars games that were canon, and then they took over and they're like, "Yep, fuck you, no longer canon." Boo! Boo that man! Boo!
Yeah. All right. Well, so let's wrap this up because I think we've been going on for quite enough. What are 3 of your favorite games from E3?
Who's starting?
You can start, Eric, if you want.
Okay. Doom. Animal Crossing. And Luigi's Mansion.
Nice. So those are pretty solid ones there.
Obviously, I'm not including Banjo.
How dare you?
Because the game's already out. It's Ultimate.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair
What
enough.
about you, AJ?
Well, I would actually say Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, because that's my shit right there. And I would say Halo, that's still up there. And I would definitely still go with I don't know. It's actually a twist between Cyberpunk 2077 and Doom, but I'll go with Doom because I fucking love Doom and I know what to expect from it. What about you, dude?
I'll go with Cyberpunk. That looks pretty fucking cool. Breath of the Wild 2. And I'll go Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing. So I've been I guess I lost the train on the Animal Crossing. I haven't played that since the GameCube days, but
you know what
it's got a following.
It's one of those stupid games. It's so simple, but it's so much fun and satisfying and addicting to play.
It's got character too.
Exactly. Yeah, I played it for the 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
It's called like New Leaf, I think it was called.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Dude, I played that game so fucking much. I think I had like 300 hours logged into that stupid game, almost as much as Pokemon. But it's just like, oh my god, like why did I waste this much time? But it's
waste
just
of time. It's fun.
But that's the thing. It's one of those games that it's a lot of fun fishing. It's like, to me, it's like Stardew Valley.
Yeah, but it's like less technical in a way because you can just walk around and faff about and just
exactly
listen to music and talk.
But that's why I
deer.
like. But that's another reason why I really enjoy Stardew Valley. It's that it reminds me of that golden age of games with the art style.
Mm-hmm.
But it also reminds me a lot of Animal Crossing in that respect, that it's farming, fishing, gathering, trying to build up relationships with different people in the village. But it's so, to me, it's so cool. It's such a different experience. It's better for me. I like those kind of games that I could just dick around in a game for a couple of hours and I'll be fine. Like, that's why I love Minecraft, because I could just dick around in it and build something random and just have a lot of fun with it.
Well, that's definitely the kind of reason why I like the Breath of the Wild game, because you can just go around and you just adventure everywhere. But I can definitely see where you guys are coming from on that one. But all right, well, maybe I just gotta kind of pick that up one day. But the guys, this was awesome freaking coverage of E3. I'm glad that you guys were follow along with a lot more than I did. I was only able to see just Nintendo, like I said before. But it sounds like there's a lot of games that are going to be coming out, which are going to be really sick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a stay-at-home dad, so I kind of got a chance to watch a lot of it, because while my kids were watching Cleo and Coquine or Octonauts or some other kids show, I'm sitting there and I can watch E3 for a little bit.
I think you just cursed me out in Russian. What the hell?
But... Oh yeah, those are kid shows.
Oh man! Oh, that's awesome. No, I mean those names sound very, very.
Are they good?
Enthralling. Yikes! All right. Anyway, though,
right.
Are they? Did you just ask if they were all right?
Yeah, I'm looking for a new show to watch on Hulu.
Right, got to get into a new series. Daredevil's over, so I got to watch something else.
Something.
Right. All right, guys. So let us know what you guys think in the comments section below. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow Matt, Devoted Saint. He's
Retro.
Devoted Saint Retro. So he's got a lot of cool things that are going to be coming up relatively soon. Follow Eric because he is sexy. Eric, where can everyone find you?
Elite Does on Twitter.
All right. Well, there we go. So, as always, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Can't wait to catch you the next time. As always, I'm AJ.
Eric.
And Matt.
We'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Peace.